Hey babe,
Hey, what's up?
have you noticed the cracks in the driveway?
Oh, yeah, I didn't pay attention to that.
Okay,
What do you want me to do about it?
I want you to turn this into this right here.
All right, Dave, I got you. Anything else you want me to do?
Yeah,
What else?
cue the music.
Got you. Hey everybody, DIY Coach Al over here, Lawn Care and Home Repair. So the wifey wants me to go ahead and resurface this driveway. Yeah, I think she's about in need to have one done anyway. So I'm going to show y'all exactly how to do this. And I give you my word, this is going to be one of the easiest DIY things that you can ever really do at your house. The primary thing you want to do is make sure you have your surface ready for the material that we're going to put down. And we're going to be going with the Ultra Shield. That particular one has a 10-year warranty on it. Now, we are not repaving. What we're doing is resurfacing. So basically, we're going to put a smooth top over there. And in addition to resurfacing, we're going to be filling in some of those cracks. Hold on, be right back and show you what the first step is. All right, so the first thing that we want to do, as I said, is make sure our surface is ready for the material. Now, right here, where my driveway ends and where the sidewalk begins, you guys probably know how you have some grass growing in and out of there every now and then. So what I want to do is take my weed eater, my trimmer, and I'm going to get all this little grass up out of here, little dirt up out of here, so that we can have as clean a surface as possible. All right, there we go. So what I did was went ahead and cleaned all of that debris out of the crack that separates the driveway from the sidewalk. The next thing we want to do, since we have all that debris is in there, we want to get our we want to get our blower, and we want to get all that material off of the driveway. And just want to make sure we get everything as much as possible. And I came out here earlier and did some of this already. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're good to go. We've gotten all the little bit of debris, all the debris from in between the sidewalk and the driveway. The next thing we're gonna do, as I said, this is a very simple project. I'm gonna go in the house, put on some shoes, and come out here, and I'm gonna show you how to get this done. Now, the surface, the stuff that I'm going to be using, the latex light, this one actually dries within an hour in order for you to walk on it. It is recommended that you wait 24, possibly 48 hours before you actually drive on it, so that you don't run the risk of putting those tire marks on your newly resurfaced driveway. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my shoes on. Put my shoes on, my neighbors, put my shoes on, come back out here, and we're gonna get right to it. Be right back. Hey guys, so I wanna show you what we're going to be using to do this project. We are basically going to be using the actual product itself. This, once again, as I said, is Ultra Shield. Now, this is a driveway filler and sealer, because not only are we resurfacing the driveway, we are going to be sealing those cracks that are there. Now you can actually do this in one coat. It's usually best if you do two. So I'm going to, for sure, because I did this a few years back, and as I said before, the heat, the rain, the snow, the ice melt that you put on it, when it snows, all those things will eventually compromise the integrity of that barrier shield that you put there. So even though I did this 3 years ago, it is time for another one. As you can see, it is definitely weather beaten. So I know, I'm almost sure I'm going to put, excuse me, 2 coats on here. I want to just show you the first coat, but in addition to your product, you need this. This is a basic squeegee. This is maybe $8 or $9 at the big box stores, maybe a little more expensive. Now, I've done this in the past with using, with using a roller, and you can roll this on with a concrete roller. Driveway roller, I wouldn't do that because it's putting the product on too thin. What we want to do is to pour this in, let this soak into those cracks, and then we just want to smooth it just like you would on a windshield. So hopefully, I think I can bring the camera forward when I'm editing this so that you can see what this process is like. But I'm going to go ahead and start from the back and work my way up. So hopefully you guys can still see this. And this is just basically pouring. Once again, we make sure our surface is clear. I didn't even bother to put my other shoes on because I think I'm good right here. We're going to just pour and let it fill those cracks in. Just like that. All right. So we got some product now. And then we're going to take our squeegee and we are going to just smooth this out. I know you guys can't see this, but it's actually going right into those cracks, and it is sealing those cracks. All I'm doing is taking my squeegee and I'm spreading it out. I'm going to do one side, and then I'm going to do the other side. Now, depending upon how bad it is, depending upon, how bad it is, and also how big your driveway is. This is a 2-car garage, 2-car driveway, and it actually isn't that big. So I got 3 cans. I want to say that this is 800 square feet when I measured it, and each can will actually cover 300 to 500 square feet. It's all based upon how heavy or how light you spread the product. Get that right up there, there we go. And we're going to come down. And I'm actually not spreading this too thin. Just going to keep smoothing that out, bringing that down. And the good thing about the squeegee is that as you are bringing this down, you don't have any lines. And you guys know when you're painting, if you don't really pay attention to what you're doing, you can leave those painter's lines in there. And for some people, it just drives them crazy. And as I said, since I have 2 pans, I'm going to put this on pretty thick. I will definitely bring this closer, the camera closer, as I edit this so that you can see exactly what this looks like. I'm actually already halfway finished one side, and I've only used maybe a third of what's in there. Now when you're spreading this out, this actually dries pretty quickly, so you want to make sure you're not leaving it sitting for too long, because it will dry as it's sitting. Then you'll have to come back and smooth that out. So we don't want to have to run the risk of doing that. Just smoothing this out. And what makes this really good is that it's warm outside. Not too warm that we can't do this, but it's warm outside. So that's going to actually help this to dry even quicker. So I'm going to bring you guys up a little closer. There we go. And you can see over here what it was like before and from where we put our product down, our sealant, and resurface it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and I'm gonna come back and show you what she looks like. Hey, so I finally finished putting the driveway sealer on. Unfortunately, from the time I put it on until today, about 3 days I've passed, we've just had some serious rain out here. And I wasn't able to put the final coat on until later, so there are a few places where it looks like it's slightly discolored, but that's just because I put the final coat on a little while ago, so it all has to blend in. But this is the semi-finished product, because now what I'm going to do, when I did this driveway before, I like the matte look on it, but this time I'm going to go for a different look. I want to have the wet look. So what I'm going to do is I got my Ryobi spray out here. This thing is really nice. You should check out my review on this because it's really nice. Now what I'm going to do is put a wet look sealer on it, and I'm going to come back and show you what that looks like. I am going to always want to make sure you shake your product up. Once again, this is the Behr, like Behr products. I use their paint, really high quality. This is the wet look sealer, and this is actually the high gloss. I'm not sure if you see that. Yeah, high gloss. So what I'm going to do is put this. Now what I'm going to do is use this sprayer. It has a fan tip on it. And if you have something with the adjustable tip, you want to make sure that it's set to the fan spray and not the jet. The way this works, I'm going to get this product in here, shake it up. Anytime you're using your sprayers, whether it's a battery powered sprayer like this or pump sprayer, you want to make sure whatever product you had in there before, you want to clean it out. So I cleaned this out with water, cycled the water through there to make sure I had it all out. So we are just putting this product on the asphalt. This has a milky white look, kind of like the ones you'll use when you put on your floors and things like that. So I'm going to fill this up, probably get a little bit on the sidewalk, on my step here. There we go. It's pouring out a little better now. Get this in. Now 1 quart of this will cover about 400 square feet. what I'm going to be doing is actually spraying this on with the sprayer, and then I'm going to roll this on. Now, the directions call for a 1/4 inch nap roller. If you go with 3/8, I think that'll be okay also. But I am going to use a 1/4 inch nap roller right here. What I'm going to do is spray this on, and then I'm going to roll it on. So we're going to get this ready. We got that there. Get it turned on. All right, she's ready to go. So I'm going to come back and show you how I spray it on and then roll it on. So I'm getting ready to spray this on. Got our roller ready to roll this in. Now, you shouldn't do this in direct sunlight, but this is actually mostly cloudy. The sun is kind of going in and out, not calling for any rain. So I really want to get this down because we're going to have dry weather the next few days, and you need a few days for this to dry. So basically, what we're going to do is use our sprayer to put some of the product down first. And you want to go on a pattern. Going to overlap a little bit. Going to get this down. Not sure if you can see that. As a matter of fact, what I'm thinking, because I have this on the lightest spray. Okay, now it's coming out with that milky white kind of look. So we just want to get that down. Just going to do a small area like this. There was a little bit of water that was still in the line. So we're going to do a small area like this. And then shut that off. Then we're going to come back and we're going to hit this with our roller. So once again, you want to use a 1/4 inch nap. I think you can get away with 3/8. Definitely not like 1/2. But what we're going to do is now roll this in. And you can see where it's going on wet. Not sure if you can see it from there, but it's definitely going on wet, rolling in wet. Now this is going to dry, and it's going to keep that same wet look. So maybe you can see if I move back a little more, we're going to roll it in. And because this is designed to dry with that wet look, you can put a little bit of elbow grease into it. Make sure that you are rolling it in, and that milky color is actually going to go away. It's going to dry, and it's going to have that wet look. So you want to make sure that you get enough of the sealant down. This is actually also a sealant. Quite often you see this used on pavers. It's not something that I would normally use on asphalt. Basically the same thing though. It is going to dry with that clear look, which is what we're going for. Now, once again, you don't have to do this part. I just want the driveway to have that wet look. But the last time I did it, I went with the matte black look, the flat look, and that's also good too. This right here really is a matter of preference, but I'm gonna come back and show you exactly what this looks like once I've gotten the whole thing done. Be right back, y'all. Hang around. So we are done with this project. I went ahead and put that high gloss wet look sealant on. Put a picture of it up already, but she's now done. She's had 2 coats of the asphalt sealer, and she's had 1 coat of that wet look sealant on top of it. And I am now done with this project. And as I said before, this is actually one of the easiest DIY projects that you can do. And as I said before, I could have left it with the matte finish like I did before, but this time I did want to have that wet look. Now I may actually go ahead and put another coat of the wet look down. Not sure at this point, but I'm actually satisfied with what it looks like now. And whenever you do things like this, definitely make sure you put some cones up so people know not to drive on your driveway. Now, not only does this look good, whenever you got your yard popping, like DIY Coach Al over here, I do need to throw a mow on it, but whenever you got your yard popping, all those things that go into helping your grass to also look good, like your driveway, it's just gonna make it look extra special. So we are done. And once again, this is gonna be one of the easiest projects that you'll ever do. You all do me a favor. If you like this content, I'm gonna put that subscribe button maybe about right there. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button I'm gonna put right up over there. Throw a few other videos up there too to show you exactly how to get your lawn popping and also how to do projects like this.